Hello again, my name's Rob Nunn, consultant for JRC. Today I'd like to have a look at rods, reels, line, just some of the items that may be confusing to a carp angler walking into a tackle shop. It can be quite confusing what carp rods to buy. They're available in all lengths, sizes, shapes, test curves. Can be quite confusing. Most anglers will just want one rod to cover most situations. When a carp angler goes into a shop, if he's looking for an all-round rod to suit a variety of waters he may fish, being small, medium or large waters, you need to be looking for something in around the 3 pound test curve. The test curve on a rod is what dictates how stiff the rod action is. 3 pound in the past would have been classed as quite a heavy rod, but with carbon fibre now, rather than fiberglass, the actions of rods have improved dramatically. This rod, which is JRC Blade X, just as an example point, many rods like it, but this is what I've got in my hand, so this is what I'll talk about. This rod is a good all-round rod, like I said, 3 pound test curve. It's 12 feet in length. Carp rods are generally available in 11, 12 and 13 foot. 13 foot being for more extreme range fishing. 12 foot is a good all-round length. It will cover most situations you find yourself in on the bank, be it small lakes, even rivers. I'd be quite happy to use a 3 pound test curve rod. When you're in the shop, pick up the rod, get somebody to hold on to the other end just to feel the action of the rod. If it's fairly tippy, this is what you'd call a tip action rod. If it's bending more into the middle, you'd call that a tip to middle, and if it bends right to your hands, that is what you'd call a through action rod. This rod I would call sort of tip to middle action, which would make it a fantastic all-round rod. Moving on from that, the reel. Reel choice being very important. At the end of the day, it's the piece of equipment that cranks the fish in. This is an Abu Cardinal free spool reel. It's new on the market. There's other reels on the market like this. This is a particularly good one. Just let me take a bit of time to talk through what a free spool is. Basically, when you've got a clutch engaged on the reel, that's there just for whilst playing a fish. And what this enables you to do with the use of this lever, click it back, and it's got an adjustment on here for spool tension. And basically you can set that as loose as you like, and by turning this dial as tight as you like. And what that enables the fish to do is when you get that take and the carp bolts off, the reel will freely spin. And when you reach the rod, you engage by turning the handle, the switch flicks back, thus engaging the clutch that you've already got set to the pre-given tension you require for playing the fish. When looking for a reel, I mean, this reel has got 6 bearings in there. The more bearings in a reel, generally the better quality the reel is. A folding handle, most reels will come with a spare spool, which is really handy if you're changing waters and you want one reel to cover most situations. The spool size on this is big enough to handle fairly long range casting, also medium to short range fishing. Nice line lay. It's quite heavy braid on there, so it doesn't look perfect line lay, but with braid it always does that. With nylon, fantastic. A lot of nice features to the reel, just a nice bit of aesthetics on the base. And like I say, a good clutch is one of the most important things. In the shop, again, just test the clutch with your fingers. Loosen it, see how it feels. If it feels smooth, it generally will be smooth. And on this reel, whilst we're on the point, is braid. Now, I've never been a great fan of braid, namely because it floats. Even the ones that claim to sink are always semi-buoyant. And after watching carp in clear water conditions, banging into line is not their favoured thing. Basically, they'll spook, which is why I've never been a great fan of braid. All the other properties with braid I love. It's highly abrasive resistant, there's 0 stretch, so bite indication is absolutely fantastic. Compared to nylon. Nylon has an incredible amount of stretch in it, as much as 1 metre in every 3 metres of stretch. That's quite a lot of stretch. This braid is the new JRC Connect braid. It sinks like a stone. Most anglers are now familiar with fluorocarbons, especially carp anglers. Basically, fluorocarbon sinks like a stone. It's denser than water, basically. But this will behave exactly the same as fluorocarbon. I've been trying it out and it really does sink. which will make it a very popular product for most carp anglers using braid at the moment. As I said a little while ago, it's incredibly abrasive resistant. Fantastic for using in lakes with, say, lily beds, reeds. Norfolk reeds in particular, extremely hard on nylon. They tend to get pea mussels, zebra mussels attached to the base, which carp like to run into on the take. Also for fishing over the back of gravel bars and the like. It will certainly be more hard wearing than nylon. Well, we've talked about this for quite a long time now. I think we should actually stop talking about it, get to the water and start using it and see if we can catch some fish. One on the float, fantastic. Comes. Even in winter you can still catch them on the float. Nice warm day in the middle of November. She comes. Oh, not quite ready. Powering away. Ready? Lovely. With a carp in the net, I'd just like to touch with the basics of fundamental carp care. This is the most important stage really, is looking after the fish you've caught, making sure you handle it correctly. At the end of the day, we all love to catch fish, but we all have to treat them with respect, so we can catch them again at a bigger weight. I'm just going to go through a few simple stages just to make sure the fish is safe and secure. At the moment, the fish is in the landing net, it's quite happy in there, it's secure, it's in the water, so it's recovering quite nicely. And whilst the fish is in the landing net, there's other bits that you can get ready so you haven't got the fish out of the water for a prolonged period of time. I mean, firstly, if it's a fish you feel we want to weigh, I mean, at the moment the fish isn't even unhooked, it's quite happy in the landing net, and I shall move it into, when I'm ready, when I've got the sack zeroed and ready for weighing, high care mat. This is one by JRC, it's got high sides, extremely well padded base to it. Very hard for the fish to flip out of it. I don't by any means expect anybody to leave a fish unattended in it, but it just stops the fish from sliding off the end of the mat, perhaps onto gravel or anything else that might do it any harm. So the first stage, fish is ready to go. We'll get the weigh sling ready to go. If we zero that now, it's already soaking wet. I've already soaked this in the margin. Very important so as you don't take the slime off the fish. Get your scales, turn them on. These are the new JRC digital scales. Very accurate, double display, extremely easy to use, come with a backlight and a programmable 10 position memory to hold any fish captures if you so choose to. All right, we just hook that on there, lift up the scales, zero them, like so. Now what we can do is, because this JRC sling fits perfectly over this unhooking mat, we haven't got to double handle the fish. We'll literally place the fish in the lander net, unhook it, remove the lander net, and the fish is already in the weigh sling, ready to weigh. All right, that's the fish unhooked. Clear the line away so the fish doesn't damage itself on the hook. Move the lander net in a position where it's easy to remove. Transfer the fish gently, making sure it doesn't flip. Ooh. That's it, that's the booty of the side walls on there. Clear everything out of your way. Now the fish is already in the weigh sling. This particular weigh sling has got zip up feature at both ends to stop the fish sliding out whilst you weigh it. Clip on the scales. Then we'll get a weight. 16.2, fantastic fish.